Welcome to Encore Tampa, downtown's Tempo District, where today we have the groundbreaking for the Tempo at Encore.
Really glad you're here. There are a number of important people here that you're going to hear from. I was going to make a comment about Wendy's speeches, but thinking that we have some distinguished people here, I don't want to offend anyone. So the only Wendy one you'll hear from is me. Thanks for coming out on a day like this. I know it's a little chilly. My wife said, "Aren't you going to wear a hat?" And you can imagine where that would be by now.
The title of my poem is Up Tempo. Could an architect conceptualize a symphony that scrapes the skies? A song whose notes are cut from stone? Or a tenement draped in baritone? High-rise, up-tempo, Tampa sound, its pylons thrusting from the ground that are part of a plan that, when done, will be a tribute standing tall and so architect, you can hear, construct a tempo tall and clear, in 4/4 time where yardbird breaks how high the moon, with no mistakes, where the cool of a room cathedral high makes miles of music fit to fly. No box this time, but a home of dreams where an elegant lyric calls the strings of a toddler who may yet live through what it means to grow up indigo. So the day you finish it, we will come with Fender bass and tuned drums to be the path where jazz will grow, to nestle in this oak you call tempo. And when you lay your cornerstone, new tempo will resume the home that Harlem built when it first broke ground in a segregated southern town. And somewhere an infant Tampa Red will drowsily be put to bed in a Tempo apartment 2-bedroom where the metronome of life outstrides the gloom. For a spirit waits to be reborn, up-tempo Central Avenue form. And what has been but had no chance for a final vow will again tap dance Bojangle style with a kitchen chair, what he taught to a fledgling Fred Astaire. And a small town girl from a Tampa mist will proudly reinvent the twist as she returns imbued with light that once was Tampa, day and night. So architect who won the prize of rebuilding the past with the future's eyes, we trust your blueprints will infuse the melodies of down-home blues in living rooms of width and height that usher in a sea of light. And when the golden shovel sinks a shiny tooth in what we think no human eye shall ever see for at least another century, may a Tampa baby close his eyes to a restrung tempo lullaby, and may my prophecies all come true, for the truth is always greater than whatever dreams may do. Peace.
Community. You know, here we are on Ray Charles Boulevard, and you know, one of Ray Charles's big hits was "Get on the Right Track, Baby." Well, we are on the right track now.
Amen.
A little more than a decade ago, the Tampa Housing Authority and the residents of what was the aging Central Park Village, the homeowners in Tampa Heights, the business owners in Ybor City, they had a new vision for a better and improved Central Tampa. I remember a younger Tampa Housing Authority Director, who is kind of new, but here he comes marching in. This very tall and imposing Jerome Ryan comes into the Hillsborough County Commission, where I serve with Commissioner Tom Scott, who really urged us on here, with the backing of Reuben Paget and Hazel Harvey and the residents who lived here, and so many of you. You said we can do better in Central Tampa for the folks who live here and the small businesses. But then the recession hit. That vision was kind of put on hold for a little while, even though we had terrific partners like the Bank of America and many of the businesses in this community. They thought, well, maybe we were reaching too far and too fast. But it was at the depth of the Great Recession that hope was reborn. And President Obama and other leaders came forward with a $38 million infusion in 2010 that reignited the vision. And we haven't looked back since. We've now been re-energized by one of the most exciting public servants in America, our new mayor, not so new, but still as energetic as ever, Bob Buckhorn. It's spurring us all on to even greater success, and under Mayor Buckhorn's leadership and the Tampa Housing Authority and many of you, we were able to bring an additional $30 million with a choice neighborhood grant that would keep this vision moving along. And now the vision is turning into reality. For every resident that is able to move in to the Ella, to the Tempo now, this is going to be a community reborn, a community now that will connect Ybor City and Tampa Heights to the new vision for West Tampa to downtown Tampa. We're not going to look back, and you better believe we're on the right track, baby. So thank you all very much for all you've done.
This is a great day, particularly for those of us who knew what used to be here.
Yes.
Particularly for those of us that have literally walked every inch of this place. Particularly those of us who remember the days in the 40s and the 50s when this was a place where neighborhoods existed and families raised their children. It was a safe environment. Not that long ago, the currency of Central Park Village was drugs and gangs and guns. It was not a place that the young people in this community deserved. It was not a place where the outcomes were going to be good. It was not a place where those young children that I would see out at 12, 1 o'clock at night, an environment that was not conducive to their success. Look at it now. Look at what THA has done. They've taken a drug-filled, gang-infested, violent neighborhood and turned it into something to be proud of. And you think about what is coming out of the ground now. And you think about the environment that you have created. A place where Miss Martha, at 102 years old, can live and enjoy her life in an environment that's safe, surrounded by neighbors that care about her, in a community that loves her. That's what you're doing. That is what you're doing. I mean, think about a few years from now. This will be built out. This will be a neighborhood that connects Ybor City to Tampa Heights. This will be an African American museum. This park, come hell or high water, if I have to bulldoze it myself, is going to pay tribute to the history of Central Avenue and to the African American families that made this community so great. We are going to get that part done. And we're not being disrespectful to the skateboarders. But the history of that bowl pales in comparison to the history of our African American community. And we're going to get that part done. So don't rest, Jerome. I'm not going to let you rest. As soon as you're done speaking and we start shoveling, we're on to the next one. We're going to recreate the environment in North Boulevard Homes, and then Robles Park. We are going to change the lives of the people that live there. They deserve the same opportunities that my two girls on Davis Island deserve, and we're going to get there for them. So to all the partners that are here today, the folks that put the money in, the folks that did the design, job well done. Don't rest on your laurels. I want more, I want faster, I want it now. Let's go. All right? Thanks, everybody.
Partnered with the Tampa Housing Authority back in 1996, I think it was roughly, when they started over at Belmont Heights. We helped them out up in Rose Garden, up by Gandy when they did the school swap. We've seen them do this here too, which we've been a part of. And basically what we do is we give them bonds, which then gives them tax credits, which gives them subsidy from the government, which allows them to do projects like this and help people, all people in our community. And the other thing is, I moved to downtown Tampa about 3 years ago, and I'm just over there in Channelside, and I happen to be able to see this project from my balcony. And I've watched everything go. I was here for the Eller, I was here for the groundbreaking, I've watched that happen. I've watched the other buildings, I forget their names, otherwise I would mention them. It's hard to keep up with the Tampa Housing Authority. They've done such a great job, and they're so prolific. And so all I want to say is, thank you, Tampa Housing Authority. Thank you, Bank of America. You guys have been great partners to the community of Tampa. We appreciate working with you, and we look forward to North Boulevard Homes and whatever else is on your list. Thank you very much, guys.
Now, do you see how fast Miss Martha got out of her seat at 102? She got out of her seat faster than I got out of my seat just now. So I've got to work on that. But welcome. And I think you might have seen something. CNN had the list of the 10 greatest places to live. The ranking came out, and Tampa Bay was number 2. I think it probably should have been number 1, but number 2. And I'm not completely sure everything that goes into what determines what that ranking is, but I gotta believe quality, affordable, and market rate housing is one of those pieces of it. So, as a co-developer here, our job, we're leading the vertical construction of the 4 buildings. So it's been the Ella, the Trio, the Reed, and now Tempo. And we're very, very happy to be involved in that piece of it. And when I look at it, it's really about opportunity. It's opportunity for the individuals, it's opportunity for the small businesses. And as a bank, I think we have this obligation to be involved in projects that are transformative to the community. And when this is done, 2,500 people will call Encore home. And to me, that's the definition of transformative. So we're happy to play a role in it. Jerome, keep up the great work. It's exciting because those of you who are out here early on in the process, it was kind of a big open area. And now you see the buildings going vertical, and that's really what makes it tremendously exciting. And I know you heard the names already, but to Eileen Pope and James Field and Gurley Ortiz, you all do the hard work. I get to come up here and say the words, but they're the really ones that are doing all the heavy lifting on this. So thank you for all your efforts. Thank you again.
You know, one of the things that's so important about a housing authority when you're working with a group of people is everybody sees the vision. Everybody understands where you want to go. So we've not allowed anything to deter us. We're going to continue moving down a straight path. We're going to make things happen not only in this community, but also in other communities in this community. And the mayor, I don't know how long you're going to be around. I don't know if I can keep up with you, but I'm going to try. But I'm fortunate enough to have good people to work with. So good, thank you for being here, and thank you for the things that you do, and thank all of our partners for just being a part of this deal today, because it's so important. We couldn't do this without you. We have to have partnerships, we have to have friendships, we have to develop relationships with people. And I don't want one other group I don't want to miss, don't want to miss, and I think it's so important we've mentioned it, and that's the residents of public housing. That's an important group to us. Because at the end of the day, we have to convince them on what we're trying to do. We have to sell them the vision. And so far we've been fairly successful, because they've always told us too about things they didn't like. But they've always been supportive, and I want our residents, those residents that are here, to know how much I respect and appreciate the work that you guys do. So again, thank you for being here, and we look forward to you coming over to the shovel ceremony. Let's move on.